Okay, so this one's just going to be a video talking about just a little random idea. Now, for those who don't know, or big fans of Transformers like I am, not so much the Michael Bay movies, but like the comics from IDW. For those who don't know, I've actually gotten into the comic book series of Transformers called All Hail Megatron. Now, what All Hail Megatron is about is basically an alternate universe story where the Decepticons defeated the Autobots, and now they're taking over Earth without any Autobot opposition. It's kind of like Terminator Salvation, only a lot more cooler, and it's humans fighting sentient robots from another planet. What else do you want? So this got me thinking. How interesting would it be, because I'm actually starting to like alternate universe books where the bad guys are, the A-game. Like, they control everything. There was other books like Irredeemable. Irredeemable, for those, I'm going to give a quick synopsis on that. Irredeemable is a book from Mark Waid from Boom Studios about a superhero who turns into a supervillain. And the thing about it is that this guy has all the powers of, he's kind of like a Superman ripoff, but it's basically showing of, what if Superman was evil? That's basically the whole plot of the story. And I'm really starting to like villain books. I'm really starting to like where the villains are the main star of the book. I don't know. I've always had an attraction to, villain characters. So, yeah, I guess that's why, I've kind of dug that, so it'd be cool. So that got me thinking. I wonder if people are more allured to have more allure, or how. I'm so slurred today. Sorry. So that got me thinking. Basically, what if we had more books based around where the villains are the dominant ones? Like they're, is it cool to see bad guys win? Where the bad guys control everything. The good guys are either dead, or they can't do a thing about a single they can't do anything about the villains taking control. That's kind of what Irredeemable and All Hail Megatron are like. That's basically where the villains call the shots. They're in control. It's all about them, and basically the people whose lives they destroy. It's always kind of interesting to see, because you always want to. I know all of us at one point or another have always wondered, what would it have been like if Earth was, if Earth didn't have the Autobots when the Decepticons arrived, or what if the Autobots, never woke up as same as the Decepticons and all that. I'm pretty sure all of us at one point have thought, how interesting it would have been to have a comic book or, a movie to show the villains as the main characters. In Secret Six, they're kind of like they're kind of like villains for hire. At this point, they're like anti-heroes, but it's kind of just badass. They started out as villains, but now they've kind of worked their way to, I wouldn't say anti-heroes, but I wouldn't call them heroes either. Somewhere that gray characters. That's the word I guess you could put the Secret Six as. Awesome gray characters. What else was good villain books? I wouldn't say Daken either, because that book was just terrible. I do not care much for the Daken book. If you read it, if anyone out there reads it, that's cool. If you like it, I just do not care for it. The Thunderbolts book, back when Andy Diggle, or however you say his last name, when he did his run during Dark Reign, the Dark Reign run of Thunderbolts was actually pretty awesome. That's where it was just an all-villain book. You got to see the villain's perspective. Not a lot of good guys. They beat up Deadpool. They took on Black Widow. It was all around just an awesome idea to have a book just all around the villains. Same with Dark Avengers, but Dark Avengers was not cool either. But I'm kind of curious because I always like looking at villains more than heroes. I always thought the bad guys were cooler. You guys know me. I always thought the dark side was just cooler. So that got me thinking. Why not have more books or alternate universe tales? Based around where the villains are the winners. Kind of like how about a Thundercats comic book where Mumra won? Where Mumra rules. Well, there was kind of one like that, but Lion-O came back and beat him. But let's have an all-villain book. Let's say, how about we have a He-Man comic where Skeletor took control of everything. How about, would you guys want to read something like that? Would you guys care to read something akin to that, or Cobra Commander? What if Cobra Commander succeed? Would you guys read a comic book where Cobra Commander and his forces managed to take over the world? Would you guys be willing to read a comic book of that and him fighting off? And he's okay, let me back up. Cobra Commander's taken over the world. The GI Joes are either dead or most of them are dead or in hiding, and we have the rest of them, and we basically have humanity trying to fight under the regime of Cobra. Would you guys be willing to read? Would you guys be willing to read a comic book or see an animated movie or something like that of the bad guys winning, basically? So how do you guys feel about? Would you guys want to read more comics or see anything in the media of where the bad guys win? You guys let me know.